Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion, the Champions Trophy starting in a few days time. And this will be my first preview video where I'll be covering two teams in a video for the most part. But for India and Pakistan, I will be posting individual videos. And the first two teams I'll be covering will be Afghanistan and Bangladesh. Now, the way the format will work is I will go through their squad. I'll then pick an 11 from that squad, and then I will suggest, if applicable, players who could have made the squad, and I will give a verdict on whether I think they will qualify based on their squad and the venues that they will be playing. So let's get into this video. Starting off with Afghanistan, looking at their squad, a lot of players from the 2023 ODI World Cup are present. A few new faces. Farid Ahmed, a like-for-like backup for Fazalak Farooqi, a young seamer Naveed Zadran, and Nangelaya Karoti, who he's been named as a replacement for Allah Ghazanfar. He's a left-arm spinner. In my 11, he doesn't start. They've picked him as a spin replacement for Ghazanfar, and you'll see why he wouldn't start in my 11 once I get there very soon. And a new player from the emerging Asia Cup, Sadiqullah Atal. He's a top order player, but he has also batted at number 4 at times as well. And that gives the option as well for him to play in the middle order in this side. And now you will be seeing the 11 that I picked. I've gone with Rahmanullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zadran to open the batting. Rahmat Shah 3, Hashmatullah Shairi 4, Sadiqullah Atal number 5, Azmatullah Omar Zai 6, Gulbuddin Naib 7, Mohammad Nabi 8, Rashid Khan 9, Noor Ahmed 10, and Fazalak Farooqi at number 11. Now, the reason why Nangelaya Karoti doesn't get into this team, despite the spin bowling option that he provides, is because you've got 5 frontline bowlers here without Gulbuddin Naib. Now, Azmatullah Omar Zai, Fazalak Farooqi would bowl the new ball under the death. And then you've got Rashid Khan, Noor Ahmed, Mohammad Nabi. The 5 frontline bowlers. Then you've got Gulbuddin Naib to bowl at least 5 overs. What impact is Nangelaya Karoti going to make when you've got the 3 spinners they've got? Are you going to rely on his bowling to win your match from there? I don't think so. So therefore, you're looking at this batting, and I think they've got 2 very good additions. One player has been around for a while, another new face. Where Sadiqullah Atal has played at number 4 on a few occasions, and I feel he can bat at 5 in an ODI match. I said in the ODI World Cup that before the emergence of Azmatullah Omar Zai, I said the top 4 should take things until 35 overs. And they had the extra cushion at number 5 because of Omar Zai's emergence. In this case, Omar Zai can bat at 6, and you've got a frontline batsman in Sadiqullah Atal to bat at number 5. And that can lengthen that assurance. And then you've got a Gulbuddin Naib who's been playing with great responsibility in the IOT20. And I think he was part of the winning side of Dubai Capital. He's batted at number 4. So you've got a top 7. And in that top 7, you've got Omar Zai who can bowl the new ball. Then you've got Gulbuddin Naib who can pull these 5 overs if required. And I feel Mohammad Nabi's batting has slightly gone down the last few years, so him playing at number 8 rather than number 7 would be a greater assurance. Then you got Rashid Khan at number 9, which is more of a luxury than what they have had in previous tournaments, where, yes, in the T20 World Cup they batted on tougher pitches, but even from 110 without loss, they collapsed to 148 for 6 or so after 20 overs. You couldn't bank on that middle order to capitalize on what the openers did. You've got solidity in Rahmat Shah, Asmatullah Shaidi, and Sadiqullah Atal in the middle. So you've got top 5 frontline batsmen. Azmatullah Omar Zai, if he can have close to a campaign that he had in the 2023 World Cup where he showed some great responsibility with the bat. You've got him at 6, and then someone who's been in good form, Gulbuddin Naib at 7. It bodes well from a batting point of view, especially considering the attacks they'll be facing from their opponents, because I don't think they are up to par, especially for 2 of the teams. And as far as the bowling is concerned, you've got the three spinners who I think they'll go very well, especially given the venues that Afghanistan will be playing the matches in and the opposition they'll be playing against. And then you've got Fazalak Farooqi, who's been growing leaps and bounds, and Omar Zai, who hasn't been given much of an opportunity to bowl the new ball. A lot of time the ball first change and he's managed. And in the SA20, I thought the inexperience showed where he bowled short a few times, but I still would back him to go over here. So it looks a very good side. And unlike other sides, there isn't much of a room for players who could have made it. Allah Ghazanfar, I think, is a fantastic prospect. And had he been available, you've got Noor Ahmed and Allah Ghazanfar. I feel those two are more of a threat than even Rashid Khan at this point in time. And you played against someone like a South Africa and Karachi, who they struggle when spinners bowl straight at the stumps. They could have a field day. But even then, I feel the three spinners can be enough for them to get wins. I think they could potentially win all three matches with the venues that they are playing at. Najibullah Zadran, who bats in the middle order, they tried him out for a few years, but the consistency wasn't there. I feel they rightfully moved on from him, and they picked Allah Ghazanfar ahead of Mujibur Rahman. I think rightfully so. I feel Mujibur Rahman has not been the same Mujibur Rahman as we saw earlier on. But he's still young, and he's got the time to recover that. So while that's happened, then they've gone with Nangeya Lakirti, who I don't think will be in my side. He wouldn't play because you've got the greater batting assurance of Gulbuddin Naib, and since he doesn't have to be one of the 5 bowlers, that can still be okay. And the reason why I think they'll do was because you're looking at the venues. They'll be playing in Lahore and Karachi. Lahore, from my knowledge, I feel it would be I wouldn't say I'm well versed in the picture about the pitches in Pakistan, but based on what I've seen of the PSL as well, I feel Karachi would be probably the slowest pitch in this tournament. Then you've got Lahore, which is here and there, and then Rawalpindi would be quite good for batting. So they will be playing in Karachi, and Lahore will be playing against South Africa. So South Africa and Karachi, I feel they will win that game. Then they'll be playing in Lahore against Australia and England, where there'll still be something for the spinners. So I feel if they play well enough, you've got an England side which has neither been batting or bowling well. But I feel Afghanistan can look to win at least 2 out of 3. They'll have to qualify. And they will play against India in the semi-final. So that's what I've got to say on this team. It looks a very good side, and I'm looking forward to see how they do. I hope they finish first, because I think they should finish first given this group, and it would do justice to what they've done in the last 2 years in tournaments. And now Bangladesh. So looking at their squad, a few new faces. You've got Parvez Iman, who's had a good Bangladesh Premier League. Nahid Rana, exciting fast bowler. Rishad Hussain, a wrist spinner, but he wouldn't play on my side. I'll narrate that very soon. And you've got Liton Das, who's omitted from the squad. And I think in the innings after the squad was announced, he went on to score a fantastic century. But I wouldn't say the selectors erred with that, because he admitted himself that he hasn't been scoring runs. He's a talented player. I hope he comes back. And Shakib Al Hassan, where he's played cricket for many years. And if you didn't spot something with action that hasn't changed since the start, if you didn't spot something then, we look at Shakib Al Hassan as an all-rounder. If you purely look at his batting stats, will he stand out as a player? I don't think so. The value that he provides with his bowling is what would help this side in this tournament, and it plays a part in viewing him as a player. It deems that contribution meaningless if, after so many years of being a household name, you've ruled something that he's got a flawed action, an incorrect action as far as the rules are concerned. It can be demoralizing for a player. I feel bad for him. I don't know how long he's going to play, because in the last few years, it seems as if he's been playing for Bangladesh in a bit of anger. I thought things should have ended when in the Asia Cup a couple of years ago, Mujibur Rahman was a straight ball. He swings it in his face. He looked very angry, as if he wasn't really interested in being there. He's carrying a lot of baggage, it seemed like. He's retired from the T20I scheme of things and from Tests. This is the one thing he is playing for his country, and that the actions deemed illegal. So I feel bad for him. He would have improved this team, but what can we do? It's a bit illogical there. And you got someone like a Matthew Kuhneman, whose action's been ruled a suspect action. Now he's played a decent number of matches, but he's got time on his side to prosper with a rectified action. Whereas Shakib Al Hasan already, you don't know how long he's going to play cricket. When you've got this kind of thing, which potentially deems it does deem his contribution as far as a bowler is concerned meaningless if his action is set for change. So I feel bad for him, but unfortunately is what it is. And now on that starting 11, I've gone with Soumya Sarkar and Mehdi Hasan Miraz to open the batting, Nazmul Hussain Shanto number 3, Mushfiqur Rahim number 4, Mahmudullah number 5, Tawhid Rido number 6, Jaikar Ali 7, Nasoom Ahmed 8, Tanzim Hassan Saqib 9, Taskin Ahmed 10, and Nahid Rana at number 11. Now, the reason why I've gone with Mehdi Hasan Miraz to open the batting is because he has been doing quite well with the bats in all formats. He's been promoted up the order for Bangladesh. Soumya Sarkar played well in the Global Super League in Ghana, where Rangpur Riders won that tournament, so they have brought him back. And I feel the option it gives Bangladesh if they play Mehdi up top is that Jaikar Ali and Tawhid Rido, two attacking batsmen, I feel are one of the best prospects in the country. And if Mehdi plays down the order, then one of them can't play, and I feel that would be... It's not optimal for this side because they surely get into this team. So you've still got a fifth bowler playing in the top 6. You could play both Tawhid Rido and Jaikar Ali to give more of a batting assurance, so I think this team looks good then. And then you've got Nasoom Ahmed, who would he provide? He's a left-arm off-spinner, bowling all-rounder. Would he provide as much bowling and batting assurance as Shakib, even though he's a decent bowler? I don't think so. I remember one match in the Asia Cup 1.5 years back where he scored a 40-odd against India. Apart from that, he hasn't scored too much with the bat, so I wouldn't be relying on him or Tanzim Hassan Saqib, who's going to score a 20 on his day, but it surely would not amount to the assurance that Shakib Al Hasan can offer. If Shakib was here, you could have played him along with the middle order to set things up, but then you got the explosive Tawhid Rido, Jaikar Ali, Mahmudullah can also play the finishing role at the end. Would have been a lot better for this team, but this is how it is. And as far as the bowling is concerned, an exciting seam attack, Tanzim Hassan Saqib, Taskin Ahmed, and Nahid Rana. And unlike for Afghanistan, I will talk about the backup options here because Mustafizur Rahman, especially given the conditions which I will narrate after this, the venues that they'll be playing in, with his slow deliveries, which that's all he bowls nowadays, will that be of use here? It won't. Shariful Islam is a very good bowler. He can bowl quick, he can bowl up front, and at the death is a genuine wicket taker, underrated bowler. I don't know why, just because you're looking at who's the bigger name, you're omitting him and you're bringing Mustafizur. Doesn't make any sense. But it is Hussain Imran. Now, yes, he had a good Bangladesh Premier League, but he has not scored more than 10 runs as far as I've seen him in international cricket in an innings. There's a player who, you've seen someone like a Soumya Sarkar, has been given a lot of backing, has made numerous comebacks. There's a player, Anamul Haq. Now, in the 2014 Asia Cup, that's the first time I saw him. He had a very good tournament there. Then he played in 2018, there was a tri-series between Zimbabwe, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. He played in that after not playing for the country for a while. And then after that, he hardly plays. He had a good Bangladesh Premier League, and you'd think someone like him would be included, and he hasn't been included, which I don't get. You're backing other players who, when they've returned, they've most often not done anything. And you've got someone who's, I think he gets into this team, and you're not picking him when he's done more recently. I don't understand. Rashad Hussain, now the reason why I wouldn't play him is because he's a wicket taker, but he goes for runs. And look at who they are playing against. You're playing against India, New Zealand, Pakistan, India, in Dubai. Rashad Hussain bowls against them. You see now Adil Rashid's gone around the park when he's bowled in India all the time. I feel Rashad Hussain in Dubai will be a huge challenge for him. New Zealand also very good players of spin. Pakistan, if you miss your lengths and as a wicket taker, I don't think they'll mind playing him either. So I feel the control of Nasoom Ahmed with the seamers to attack would be much better. Tanzim Hassan would be a backup for, well, I'd say one of the opens has to be Soumya Sarkar because Mehdi Hasan has got to play because of the bowling balance as well that he gives. So given the venues that they'll play, and you'll see why I said Mustafizur Rahman is a questionable selection, because 2 matches in Rawalpindi, probably the best batting venue in this tournament, and then you've got Dubai, where if you've got to bowl fuller lengths and strike up front in Dubai, there's Mustafizur Rahman bowl quick and bowl in an attacking manner. No, he doesn't. In Rawalpindi, if you bowl slow deliveries, you'll go around the park. So given the opposition they'll play against and given the venue they'll play at, I unfortunately think they'll do well to win a match and they will not qualify. Now, if they played against Pakistan at Lahore or in Karachi, that would have given them a chance with their containing spin bowling options to have done something. But since they're playing against them in Rawalpindi, whatever the talk is around them, if you got Shaheen, Naseem, and a batting lineup that at first glance looks better with the top 5 than the Bangladesh batting lineup, I feel that they would have the advantage there. So unfortunately, I feel Bangladesh may not win a single match in this group stage and they will not qualify. So that's the 2 teams, and I will then be covering Australia and New Zealand in the next video. Let's see how those 2 go. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share with your friends. Remember, this is my opinion. Cheers.